The opposition's been saying it for days, but this is the first independent verification of political violence underway in Zimbabwe today. We met these MDC workers a few hours north of Harare, deep in the countryside, just minutes after they'd made police statements. Overnight, they'd been dragged from their homes and beaten by Mugabe supporters. They now fear for their lives.
And then they forced and beat my door and broke the door. And my wife and his young kid was trying to cry out, say, leave my young kid. And he says, no, get out from the house. I want to see your husband. And they get in and started beating my wife and the young kid, which is got 1 year, 6 months. Therefore, they entered my house and tried to tie me and pull me out from the house. Then I tried to defend myself, and I've harassed them. Sometimes I fell down, then I've waken up until I disappear. Then I left my wife, that young kid. Then I went to the police and report.
We managed to escape from them, and we ran to the police, where we seek refuge, security. We left everything, even our wives have been beaten, and they managed to escape. Even minors, infants, like a 1 year, 6 months old baby was beaten.
The would-be MDC MP, beaten by 1,000 hotly contested votes in the election, says the situation is deteriorating by the day, with ZANU-PF prepared to do virtually anything to take back control.
They've injected a terrible fear into this society, into this community, to an extent that all those whom they know that they are sympathizers of MDC should be threatened to an extent that if there is ever a rerun, they can win through that fear, because they didn't have enough chance for threatening people this time, because the time for election was a bit short and so on, and then they thought that MDC was going to be caught unaware because it had no time to prepare for this election. But as it was like that, people managed to vote them out, and MDC won this election.
ZANU-PF clearly believes that there is going to be this runoff election. What appears to be happening is that their operatives are going out to the rural areas where traditionally they do well, but in this election didn't do well, and are trying to terrorise the population so that they either don't vote or change their vote to ZANU-PF the second time round. With the opposition saying it'll not take part in a second round, Zimbabwe is stuck in a vacuum. We secretly filmed in the streets of the capital, past the inevitable money queues. Constantly aware of the police, grouped at street corners looking for trouble. In Zambia this weekend, Southern African leaders will discuss the political crisis here. But they've never had the courage to criticise Robert Mugabe in public. He's their revolutionary pin-up boy, and they'll probably not do so again. So 14 days after an election, there's still no result. There is, of course. It's just that the president and his party don't want it released. Stuart Ramsey, Sky News, Harare.